I just hide myself. Suray is working at swissnex. I just read it for a second, so for 2-3 lines of bio. It's much easier for me, okay? It's fine, hopefully for you as well. Suray runs the Swiss government startup program in India. In his past activities, that was a funny word, he has been a theoretical physicist, built a causality detection algorithm, fantastic, coached deep tech startups, and had one successful failure. That's fine. You're so honest, it's just coming out today. So I love that. So don't worry if you fail doing things. I think it's better to try something than just not to try something. That's cool. So currently he is heading the Swiss AI accelerator program and is passionate to solve problems of a society using technology. And actually we got in touch with via LinkedIn, as usual, Twitter or LinkedIn, that's typical. And I found it quite interesting. My tutor invited him to speak today and show a little bit about what he's doing. For one reason, when I started with my work, with my startup, I recognized having problems in Europe getting investors or getting my services sold. So when I was told at some certain point by investors that it might be better to look abroad, especially Asia. And that was an interesting point, something we might discuss in today as well, when we talk with Michael afterwards. So, Suray, I just would like to invite you to tell a little bit more about what you're doing.
Yes. Thanks a lot, Stephen. I am very audible, right? Is everyone able to hear me?
Yeah. Very clearly.
Okay. Yes. So, thanks for the introduction. It's really nice of Stephen to give this opportunity to connect with all of you. And as he said, I represent the Swiss government in India. And my primary role currently is to coach Swiss startups for India market entry. What I'll do now is I'll take you through a bit of slides and tell you what we as the Swiss government do. And then we'll talk later about the AI accelerator that we are planning to come up this year for Swiss entrepreneurs in India. So let me quickly share my screen. Are you able to see this?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, cool. So, swissnex, to briefly tell you, swissnex was created with the primary mission to take Swiss innovation out of Switzerland and connect it to various countries. It started with Boston, then scaled up to San Francisco, Shanghai, Bangalore, and then Rio. In Bangalore, we came about in 2010, and we have two strong focuses. One is at creating partnerships with the universities, and other is creating the partnerships for startups from Switzerland coming towards India. That is where I come in. And just to give you some numbers, till date we have coached about 500 odd Swiss startups, out of which maybe around 60 of them are doing business in India. Going ahead, how we do it, I am taking the example of one of the most successful programs that we have. It's called AIT, Academy Industry Training. This is a program that was created for early stage startups to actually come and do a market validation in India. Running since almost 5 years now, around 90 of the startups got trained, and about 40 of them are still entrepreneurs, still running their startups. So I think that's a success story there. But more importantly, as a government player, my role is to bring all these organizations that you can see in the bottom of the page. So this Center 1, Department of Science and Technology, is the Indian government body, and then I hope a lot of you know about Venture Lab. So they are the partners in Switzerland recruiting all the startups who are wishing to come to India. Sign is the IIT accelerator, and then Jidave is a university partnership, and then that's what our goal is, to create these platforms which can enable deep tech startups to do India market entry. Let me go a little bit further. So quickly telling you a couple of success stories, and I can discuss much later based on your questions. Rapido Robotics is a Swiss drone security startup. They came very specifically to Bangalore to build a development team here. We coached them, sat very hands-on with them, helped them hire their first 6 employees, and it was great to see them to scale up to a team of 250 people, out of which 160 are based in Bangalore. So that was one success story. Then more recently, more early stage, Linda was a startup as part of the AIT program last year. They came here also as part of the drone delegation from Switzerland, and currently they got a contract from one of the power line inspection agencies in India, and I think they are good to go for the business part. Okay, finally, here is what the idea I wanted to tell you all about. This year, like every year, we pick a focus theme, and given the pickup of AI, we are launching AI accelerator for Swiss startups to do India market entry. What it will be is a virtual accelerator program, very focused towards the advanced Swiss startups, so those startups who have validated their product, they are clear on what kind of customers they are looking for, have already created some traction, then helping them or coaching them for their India market entry. I shouldn't be telling this, but to an advanced entrepreneur, India has a big market opportunity. Some of the numbers there, not just in terms of the GDP, but the startup funding in 2018, about 15 billion. More specifically, AI startups itself in India raised about $500 million last year. So just to give you a quick comparison, there is a lot of Series B and Series C funding in India they are known for, which is a little bit different from the Swiss market. And very specifically realizing this gap between both of the ecosystems between Switzerland and India, we have also partnered with Chapter.ai, which is India's biggest AI-focused funds, offering something in grant and equity. But more than that, what they are offering is this connect to the AI ecosystem, where they are already selling to a lot of AI clients, and they're also offering this signing up for their global kind of scheme, where they not just scale you up in India, but also in Canada and Sweden, where they have their offices. So I'll keep it short. As I have been given instructions from Stephen, we'll take more question and answers based on what part interests you and what are your backgrounds. If you are a startup, feel free to send me a detailed pitch deck. We'll be happy to discuss with you. But just to tell you, the evaluations will be based on those who are really serious and have reached an advanced stage. This is to look at if there are more than a lot of people. We really want to focus on the top 3 or 5 guys whom we see can actually start doing the business in India in 2019 itself. And feel free to ask me if you are an InnoSwiss startup. I hope some of you may have known about InnoSwiss. Then you have